for me, like, when I was getting recruited, I thought it was cool because I'm like, I just wanna train as hard as possible, and I want a coach who thinks it's safe and, like, will guide me through it, so, um, for me, I think it's just cool because I can just I'm training harder than most people.
And before the show, you were talking to me and Weldon Johnson and kind of outlining a typical week of training. I thought that was really interesting. Our readers, sorry, our listeners might enjoy hearing that as well. So, could you just outline what a typical week looks like for you in the fall season in terms of mileage and also kind of what you're doing each day to get to that mileage mark?
Yeah, I mean, like, when we're in the holding period, like, peak mileage, during cross country season, and we work on a 6-day basis, so 1 day completely off, and I'll do 100 miles a week, with 1 double. So, like, a typical week would be 13 and a half run just run on Monday, uh, 5-mile double in the morning on Tuesday, and then, like, a 16-mile workout in the afternoon. Wednesday, I'll just do 16 miles straight run, like medium long run. Thursday, usually just take off completely, and then Friday is like another 16, 17 mile workout. And then Saturday, another 13 and a half, just regular run. And then Sunday, 20-mile long run.
And I got to ask, as someone who went to high school in Massachusetts, who still lives in Boston, what's your favorite place to run uh, around Boston?
That's such a tough question because it changes on the day. I mean, I there's so many good places to run that it's hard to keep track of. Like I like to say we have the second best facilities in the country after NAU because we just have so many places to run from campus, and then we also have the indoor and outdoor track. But honestly think, God, that's a hard question. I mean, we love Minuteman National Park, like I mean everyone does who comes to Boston, but yeah, I mean, we did a lot of new stuff this year. I like running in the Middlesex Fells too, which for a change, which is a nice little kind of traily run.
Let me get back to this training. 16, I mean, Gabby told me you're between, 95, basically 95 miles a week. He didn't tell me it was 6 days a week with only 1 double. Although Andy Miller, if you're listening, my Hebs champ in the mile, one year he just transformed himself. I said, "What'd you do all summer?" He's like, "I didn't have time to run twice a day, so I just ran 15 miles every single day, the same run." He went from like 4:10 to 4 minutes a mile. But like a 16-mile workout, like, can you give me an example of that? Like, how long is the warm up? How long is the cool down? Like,
Like I mean, it's 20-minute warm up, 20-minute cool down, so that's like 6 miles already. So then if we did 10 miles of work, I mean That's easy to get to. Like if we just have like a 50-minute pace run, that's 10 miles right away. Like that's a 10-mile tempo run. Um, Mostly on Tuesdays during the cross country season, it's just long stuff like that, like just a long tempo run. Or we started doing some interesting stuff this year, like breaking it up a little bit. Like we did like a 3 by 5K once. I did that with Acer. That was a fun workout. So like with those big workouts, it's actually pretty easy to get to mileage. And like we joke around on the team that like workout days are like the easiest days basically to hit mileage. I mean, you don't even have to think about it because it just happens. Um, and then Fridays are usually like, yeah, we'll do like a shorter fartlek or a shorter like tempo run, and then do a bunch of repeats of something. So it's really not as hard to get to as you think. I mean, but it hurts. It's a lot of mileage. You don't have a lot of energy uh, during the week, which is tough when you got to come home and do homework and stuff. So um, I definitely though I treasure those moments like with some of the guys. Like, I mean, there's basically 3 of us this year doing the 100-mile weeks, and that's me, Acer, and Ben Rosa. So, you do kind of form a bond with those guys, because it is really tough training, but, like, when you have a couple dudes to do it with, it's not that bad.
but then the day off must be invigorating too. I mean, we used to never take days off, but then we ran into Paula Radcliffe at this physical therapy place, and I think she took 1 day off every other week. But I was like, mentally, that must be so great, mentally and physically. Like 1 day, just
Oh,
what
it's
you want,
amazing.
right?
It's the best. And like we do it on Thursdays because it works out because you can just like load that day up with classes like from bottom to top. So that helps a lot too to like free up your Fridays so you don't have I didn't have classes on Friday this year, which is amazing because I could just focus on the workout and stuff. But yeah, the off day is huge. I love off days. And I really think it helps with injury prevention too. I mean, to have a full day off, like you can get a big night of sleep, like rest a whole day. Like I think it helps a lot. In fact, my off day is tomorrow, and I'm pumped for it.
So are you doing anything between NCAAs and the 5K, or just is pretty much just taper stuff?
Like working out.
Yeah, I mean, do you keep your mileage up that high, or do
Yeah, I
you?
mean, I've already done one work. I did a workout yesterday, and I've got another one on Friday, and then probably have 2 shorter ones next week. So it's still, yeah, it's still pedal to the metal.